Hi guys, and welcome back. Now I get one of the most common questions, I hear this one almost every single day, is what to do with the head. We hear keep the head still, we hear that we should drop the head, that the head should be going away from the target, toward the target. You hear all kinds of different things, but more common than anything is to keep the head still. Well, if that's the case, why do we see the best ball strikers in the world, players like Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods, Ben Hogan, why is their head dropping so much and moving around throughout the swing? Well, it has to. If we want to play powerful golf, if we want to really compress the golf ball, the head's got to move around a little bit. And in this video, I'm going to talk about an overview of exactly how the head should move in the golf swing and why we don't want to keep it still. All right, so at address, let's go ahead and start out here. Instead of being straight up and down, I'm going to be tilted slightly away from the target. This is going to be a little bit of spine tilt. We talk about this in our top speed golf system. We want to have our spine tilted away about 6 degrees or so would be a good amount. A little bit more or less is no problem. And then from there, we're going to be really nice and tall. So if you're looking at me from this view, you're going to see that my chest is feeling like it's kind of sticking out. My chin is nice and tall, and I have a nice high head. Now, as I go to the top of the backswing, because I'm rotating, we talk about in the power turn how we want to get at least 90, if not a little bit more than 90 degrees turn going back. As I rotate, my head is naturally going to start to turn a little bit to the right. My head isn't going to be able to reach far enough to the left. A PGA Tour player gets 120 degrees of shoulder rotation from shoulder socket to socket. They're not going to be able to turn their head enough to keep it still. Your head will tilt to the right a couple of inches. Completely normal. Shouldn't worry about that at all. Won't be still. So as I go to the top, I'm also doing something with my legs. I'm actually letting my legs load up a little bit. So my right leg is starting to bend. My chest is moving down to the ground a little bit. That's going to look something like this. I'm starting out really high again. As I go to the top, my head's going to start to load into the ground. As I start down, I'm actually coming down even a little bit more. That's my chest working down to the ground. Vitally important for lag. This has to happen. If you look at any players with a lot of lag, they're letting their head work down to the ground, their chest is working to the ground, and then from here, I'm able to get my hands really low with a lot of lag. Then I'm letting the butt end of the club turn up to release that lag and still have forward shaft lean. So it's very, very important as you're starting down, my head's dropping, my chest is dropping to the ground. My club is nice and shallow though. I don't want to get that club coming over the top. My club's nice and shallow, very much lag, and then there as I'm coming through contact, my upper body is kind of staying back. So as I'm releasing this club, my upper body is staying back, and that's why my head is staying kind of down and back away from the target, even as I'm coming through contact. Now after I release this club into the straight line release, all that angle, all that whip is gone. Now I can let my head come up nice and high and be over my front foot. So again, let's recap over this whole thing. I know it's not one quick, easy tip that you can take out to the course, but realize it's okay to let your head move around a little bit. It's going to move up and down slightly. From address to the top of the backswing to the maximum amount of the downswing, I want to see that head drop 4 or 5 inches in the best ball strikers in the world. You can basically do that with every single one of them. That head is going to move down. It's also going to move slightly to the right. If this is the center of my head's going to move slightly to the right, coming down and starting the downswing. It's going to be to the right as I hit the ball, and then it's going to come back up nice and high. So I'm going to go through the entire motion, standing nice and tall, a little bit of tilt away from the target. As I go to the top of the backswing, my head's lowering, turning to the right. As I start down, same thing. Hips clear out of the way, body still tilted back, so my head is kind of low and back. And then as I come on through, now my head is going to raise up and I'm facing that target. So the head will move around completely fine in the golf swing. If you can do that, it's going to feel very free-flowing. You're not trying to keep your head still. If you do try to keep your head still, here's the main thing that I see happen. If I try to keep my head dead still, I have to kind of take my lower body out of the swing. I'm going to tend to do a little bit of this. My hips slide to the right to try to get loaded up, and my head actually leans back a little bit this way. And then as I come down, I see people fall back in their head, actually the typical reverse pivot, trying to keep it still and then falling back away from it. So we want that head to move around a little bit. We want a good weight shift to the right. If we can do that, we're going to hit the ball pretty daggone good. There we go, nice solid shot. I let my head move around a little bit. You may not see quite as much up and down in mine as you do other players, that's fine. I'm not saying that there has to be an exact amount that it moves, but an overall idea of letting it be a little bit free-flowing is going to be a good thing. Good luck to you guys. Work hard. I'll see y'all soon. Hi guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. If you did, I got a great bonus for you. I'm going to play a preview from one of my #1 lag videos. Are you struggling to get a lot of lag in the downswing? We know how important that is. We got to get lag. We got to release that lag to really let that club whip through contact. I'm going to play a preview from one of the best lag drills out there that I have. I'm going to show you how players like Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods, Adam Scott all use this in their own swing. It's going to help you to hit it a lot farther, pick up some great speed. If you want to watch that video, go ahead and click the link that pops up in your screen. If you're on a mobile device, a phone, a tablet, go ahead and click the iCard, which is going to allow you to get instant access to that. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments below. Click that thumbs up button, that really helps us out. And be sure to subscribe, that way you'll see our latest videos. Good luck, and I'll see you in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see. And in this drill, what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, you look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be. I want to use the full length of this club to build lag.